this winter.
It started. Hey guys! I think it started! Okay. Let's record it.
A report like you've never seen before. Or maybe you have, but it doesn't matter, because this narration makes it different.
Hi! We are a team. We don't really have a team. We don't really have a team name.
No, we don't have a team name.
I'm Annie, by the way. Yeah.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Howard.
And we have a special guest.
And I am the I'm the special guest, Cindy.
Hi!
And this is the narration between the awkward silence and the presentation.
In our presentation, we will firstly go through our company's target, each key variables, behavior over time graph, causal loop diagram, leverage points, and the suggestion of our result. For our company, our goal is to increase quarterly net income and eventually reaching sustaining growth of the firm. Let's see how our company performs. We select 6 key variables, which are net income, firm valuation, prospects, desired hire, market share, and potential market size. The reason why we select these 6 variables will be explained as following. First one, net income, which is also our core variables. Every causal loop has a lot to do with net income, therefore we list it as our top priority. Second, firm valuation. In our simulation, we realized that with positive firm valuation, which is related to good company image, has positive impact on company's customer relationship. More clients then brings more revenue. Number 3, prospects. Not only growing prospects will boost up sales revenue, it will also affect the firm's market share as well. Desired hire. When our company is suffering from financial crisis during our simulation, we noticed that the amount of desired hire has great impact directly with net income, our core variable. The detailed loop relationship will be further explained. And the last 2, market share and potential market size. Of these 2 have positive correlation with net income. The higher share and market sizes, the better outcome of our net income. Next one is our key variables behavior over time graph. Since we select exactly 6 variables in last part, we will cover all of them in this section. First one, net income. Before year 5, quarterly net income was very similar each quarter. Then in year 7, the company became profitable and achieved over $10 million at year 8. But good time doesn't last long. The net income became worse and worse until end of 11th year. It reached the second peak and had a little bump and continually to grow and eventually reach 15 million quarterly net income. By looking the big picture, we can see our company is continuously growing. Number 2, prospects. The active prospects were growing stably in the first 5 years and boost up dramatically at year 6, which bring over 25,000 prospects to the firm. But then again, good time doesn't last long. The number gradually declined until year 12. Then went to the second peak and ends in 25.8 thousand active prospects. Number 3, firm valuation. It grows very stable at first and reached $2 billion at end of year 7. But in next year, it dropped rapidly and the firm valuation became less than half of its value compared to its peak. Our firm valuation ends with $755 million in year 15. Looks like at year 6 to 8 was the first peak as well as the first drop of our company. Let's see if the rest 3 key variables have the same stories.
This is the behavior over time graph of potential market size, market share, and desired hire. Potential market size grows rapidly since we acquire our first customer, but slows down at an early period, reaches ceiling, and gradually decrease over time. The same pattern also reflects on market share. However, the difference is that market share grows continuously over 15 years. And the last key variable, desired hire, is the one that represents our decision made on human resources. How does the number of people we want to hire influence our HR variables? Let me explain to you our strategy. At the point where our net income began to decrease, we lay off some employees that are unnecessarily or not suitable for the job to keep our company flexible and respond faster to external changes. When we do this decision, average employee experience, job attractiveness, and employee quality increase, while turnover rate decrease, which may imply that company is building their shared vision. As you can see, though we have fewer employees here, the aggregate productivity stands still. When net income started to rise again, we hired more engineers to do R&D and sales to promote our product. While the average employee experience falls, those freshmen may bring creativity and energy to the company. The job attractiveness and employee quality still rising with the low employee turnover rate. This is how we keep our net income growing at the year of 15. Here comes our causal loop diagram. There are 2 reinforcing growth loop and 3 balancing loop. As our company becomes more valuable, the number of people interested in your product increase, and it takes some time to bring in more sales revenue. Net income increase also means that we now have budget to hire more employees to generate more net income. For balancing loop, first, increased net income resulted in more operating expense on salary, facilities, and so on, which decreased the net income. Second, as we hire more freshmen, there's no doubt that the average working experience would fall, and it takes time to really influence net income to fall. For example, experienced employees have to spend their time training those freshmen, which lowers their own productivity. The final loop, market share increased as we acquire more customer. However, it actually decreases potential market size. We will explain this in the next part.
Okay, so next we'll be talking about leverage points. Here we have the quarterly net income graph, where we divide it into 3 different stages. Stage 1 starts from the beginning to the point where the company starts to accelerate in terms of the net income. Stage 3 starts from where it starts to decelerate to the end of a fiscal or the playing year. Of course, there are some fluctuation in the between, but this period will be denoted as stage 2. Stage 3 is not seen in this graph, but it's projected to be plateau eventually. And this is as a result of market saturation from a fixed size market. And this is evident from the projected market size graph that has been described previously. So, stages. So, in the first stage, we believe that the leverage point is financing, because you want to have enough cash to keep the operation of the company going. And that cash is important to cover all the expenses, all the human resource, and all the money that is required to develop products, which hopefully eventually lead to sales and generate revenue. Now, financing can be obtained from a loan, but in this case, it's obtained from VC funding. So VC funding is essential during the establishment of the firm in the early stage, because without successful financing, the company can easily go bankrupt in the beginning. So financing is what we believe to be most important at this stage. Now, if all goes well, the company starts to generate income. The firm valuation will, as a result, increase. So people are more interested in buying product from the firm or investing in this firm. So that if the firm valuation increase, then it will obtain a high level of market share. And so this is the leverage point for second stage. And we also see from the past previous graph that human resource is important at this stage. It's important to keep all those valuable employees, and to improve their skill, we can also do some continuing educations, and all these hopefully would lead to generate more income for the company. The last stage is the long-term stage, which was not seen in the graph. And if all goes well, we would have a major market sharing. But this is expected to have a ceiling effect as there's a fixed market size. So in order for us to break this ceiling, research and development would be important at this stage. So try to come up with something new. Hopefully that will increase the market size. As a result, will help us to generate more income. So far I have described 3 stages of the firm's life cycle. In the beginning, financing is the leverage point. And in the intermediate stage, we want to focus on the firm's valuation. And in the long term, it's the research and development that's important. So all these 3 points need to be addressed to have a sustaining growth of the company. So with that, I'll end our presentation. Thank you for listening.